Similar spot today as we were last Wednesday. Since last Wednesday, we saw 3 Met games, and we saw the Yankees continue to get embarrassed by the Tampa Bay Rays at home. Yanks got a very lucky win. They'll take it. They got a win against Atlanta last night. Jameson Taillon pitched 5 very good innings, a 1-run ball. Charlie Morton pitched 6 for Atlanta. Ended up coming away with a win after Nate Jones walks in, wild pitch, run comes home, walked in a run, boom, 3-1. Chapman shut the door and collected a save. Mets lose in Chicago. Cold one, Arrieta, Walker. Walker looked good in the beginning. Only went 4 1/3, lost the zone a ton. Mets can't hit. They lost 3-1. Had the bases loaded with 1 out with Nimmo and then Lindor. Nimmo strikes out. Lindor grounds out. Yankees are 6-10, now tied with the worst record in the American League. Mets are 7-5, and they are still in first place in the NL East. Their Mets rotation is the only thing that's keeping them in any games as of right now. They have the 4th best ERA, but they are 30th in runs per game. 2.9 runs a game. That is absolutely embarrassing. The fact that they are in first or even 2 games over 500 with averaging not even 3 runs a game is it's literally almost unthinkable. And I think at this point you get a good matchup going to Chicago. The Cubs offense is even worse than the Mets. They have a team batting average of about 195 right now, and they're batting 130 with runners in scoring position. And we thought that the Mets batting 190 with runners in scoring position was absolutely brutal. But they can't get anything done. Conforto did nothing again. J.D. Davis can't play fucking third base. 2 errors. Cost him a few runs. I know he homered yesterday, but, that error that brought in that first run just started to... You knew that this offense wasn't going to score much last night. The way the wind was, it was freezing, whatever, call excuses. That was just the factors of the game. This Cubs team is not good. With all these names, this offense is not good. Javi Baez can't put a ball in play right now. Dude's batting 200. He's got 60 at-bats, and he struck out 33 of them. Another golden sombrero last night. So we got tonight and tomorrow, David Peterson, Joey LaCasey. That's tonight and tomorrow. They got to win these next 2. This Cubs team is bad right now. And the Mets were flat last night. Yankees, you could say what you want. They snapped the 5-game losing streak. A win's a win. All right, you'll take it. At 5-10, you're 6-10. Again, they can't hit. They still can't hit. They're not doing anything. Rotation pitch, like I said, they got good pitching performance out of Taillon. You got 5 innings. Boone says next time around he'll get pushed at around 100. So you're hoping he can give you the 6. Bullpen pitched very well last night again. And and even the Braves, like one of the better teams in the NL, struggling early. They're 7-10. Their pitching has not been good outside of, Charlie Morton's ERA is around like a 3.7. But guys like Ian Anderson, Max Fried's on the IL, but Fried has like a 20 ERA. Ian Anderson, the breakout rookie last year, not pitching well. And no one's hitting in that lineup. Acuna's hurt right now, so it's a quick 2-game set, so I don't even think he's going to play tonight. Freddie's really not hitting a bunch. Marcelo Ozuna's batting 180. Ozzie Albies is batting 180. As much as I talk about the Yankees because they're the other New York team, and I don't root for them. I've been rooting for them last night. I'm rooting for them tonight. I need them to beat the Braves for the Mets. As long as whenever they face the NL East, I'm rooting for them to win. So Kluber's on the bump tonight. Boone's hoping get length out of him. Out of 5, he hasn't even gone. He's got to go 5 innings. to be in line for a win. He's giving you 3, 2 1/3, 4 1/3. I mean, give me 5. If he pitches into the 6th inning tonight, it's a win. It's a win for building up his strength again after pitching 1 inning last season. Stanton's absolutely lost. Doesn't know what the hell he's doing at the plate. DJ has been okay, but he's still not even a 300 hitter right now. And you expect that. Like I said last week, you expect him to be hitting 320. Although it's a bigger ask. So the Bruce retires. You bring in, have Mike Ford being your everyday first baseman right now. You bring up Talkman's now healthy. They gave the keys to left field to Clint Frazier, and he's absolutely bombed. After everyone, and I didn't even have an opinion on because I didn't really give a shit. No one wanted Brett Garner back on this team, but he's the only one hitting while he's been playing. After you're like, let Gardner go, it's Frazier's time. I mean, after the first 4 games, he's done nothing. Aaron Hicks has done nothing. Usually you can get away and you'd expect 3 or 4 guys to be struggling out of your everyday 8. 5 guys are doing well, 3 or 4 are struggling. And then it's a balance. So it's that roller coaster. There is not one good hitter in this lineup right now. Gleyber Torres stinks. Batting 150. He's got 1 RBI in 16 games. Not even a home run. It's one of the crazy things. I mean, again, Boone talked, Cashman talked. There's the patience. We're being patient. We believe in these guys. And at the end of the day, I think the Yankees are still going to win this division. But if you trickle into May, early May, mid-May, and you're still sitting around a few games under 500, then you get worried. Again, we knew the floor was super you have Cole and you're like, well, if Kluber, if Tyone, if we get Severino back and if Domingo Germán comes back, if Montgomery, if you only have 1 out of every 5 days where you're guaranteed 7 innings from Garrett Cole, that's a problem. And it's outside of yesterday, Tyone and Kluber have been dog shit. This entire team has been dog shit. And I think every Yankee fan can agree with me. Everyone who's watching this team can agree with me. I don't know. Does Mike Ford all of a sudden give you some spark? Does Mike Talkman give you a spark? I mean, at some point, I think you bring up Estevan Florial to play center field and you bench Aaron Hicks. Got to do something. Got to do something different. And I was listening to the fan, and I was listening to Evan Roberts and Carton. They made a great point. Back in 2005, after being 4 games under, what did they do in 2005? They called up Robinson Cano and they called up Ching-Ming Wang. And Ching-Ming Wang gave you 13 wins in 2005, and Robinson Cano ended up being your everyday second baseman for before he went to free agency, the next 8 years, and then moved Tony Womack out to the outfield. They got to do something with this lineup. It's stale. They got to try. I'm thinking you have to trade some. There's got to be something. You got to do something different because it's becoming very stale. And the last thing I'll make before I finish with the Yankees. They overestimated Gleyber Torres. It was a mistake. It's the biggest mistake they made in the last 3 seasons was letting Didi Gregorius walk. I think him playing shortstop and Gleyber Torres at second base was, your number one thing. And again, you don't think Luke Voit just gets hurt and DJ's, playing second or moving to first or moving to third. Didi Gregorius, when he was playing, was the heart and soul of the New York Yankees when he was here. And Gleyber Torres has shown you that he cannot play the position of shortstop. Yankees 6-10. They go for back-to-back wins against Atlanta. Mets look to even the series in Chicago. They can't score any runs, but their rotation's been absolutely filthy and keeping them in games. Again, it's mid-April. A lot of baseball.